want to move on the conversation over as well to Ryan Day. A lot of Ohio State fans are calling for Ryan Day's head. And let me ask you a question. For a coach that has won a lot in the state of Ohio for the shoe, um, you got to ask yourself, man, is it right for people calling for Ryan Day's job after another loss to Michigan? Do you think one game should define a coach's career, or a coach's ability to do a job? That's the real question. What are your thoughts, Daniel?
I think that Ryan Day should be on the hot seat 1,000%. He needs to be. And I struggle to see how Ryan Day makes it back next year, or should make it back next year, unless if they make the national championship. And that's where making it gives me a real case for that. Even if they lose in the national championship, you got there. You were in the top 2 teams of the college football. That's where, for me, and that's the hard part about Ohio State fans' emotions right now. There is no world where they were going to fire Ryan Day after that game immediately. Because what do? Right? You fire Ryan Day, and heading into, the biggest stretch of your season, you're just going to give up on that team and bring in a new guy and say, hey, we're going to promote our offense coordinator. We're going to promote our wide receivers coach. Like, that's not how it works in college football, nor that's how it should. So 1,000%, he should be on the hot seat. I think that losing, 4 times in a row in Michigan, I do think that, especially with how much that rivalry means, I think that it matters, Malik. And I think that it matters that it was without Jim Harbaugh. It matters that it was with the first-year head coach. And he beat them twice. He beat them last year. And I think that that's, a serious problem with this Ohio State team. And you go look at, they just failed to do it in the big games, right? You go look at last year, albeit I think that they did sit some players, in that bowl game. They lost their bowl game 14-3 last year. And I just struggle to see how, a guy like Ryan Day makes it out. They had a nice win last year against Notre Dame, but it's the same thing. You go look at what happened 2 years ago. The same exact thing. They lost to Michigan. They went and they lost to Georgia. They're losing these games to great teams. They're close games, but they're losing these close games. And I think that he's still a damn good head coach, and he still has some sort of leash because your season's still in front of you. Your season's not lost. If you win the national championship, I'm sorry, if you're an Ohio State fan, you got to look at your season as a success. If you win the national championship, you win it all. Yes, you didn't beat that team up north, but goddamn it, you were the best team in college football. So I'm still going to give Ryan Day some time to prove it, right? You're still top 3 team, you're still right in the thick of it. There's no clear-cut team to win the championship this year. You look at Georgia, they've got serious flaws on offense. You go look at Oregon, Dylan Gabriel, I'm not fully sold on him. I like him, but he's been, proven many times to, have serious flaws in the red zone. You go look at other teams. I say all that to say he needs to be on the hot seat, but he has a chance to rectify this. You have arguably the best roster in college football. Go out there and prove it in the playoffs. Go out there and make the damn national championship and make that a game. If they don't make the national championship, I will be back up on the show saying he needs to be gone ASAP.
I mean, yeah, I definitely think morale is down when you can't beat, as they call them, the city up north, or Michigan, because I think a lot of the momentum was built into that game.
Yep.
And if you're not able to win that game and you're trying to make a push, it's like, how does the fan base get on board with knowing that this guy, now is 1-4, 1-5 against Michigan, since he took over as the head coach? How do they feel confident in some of these other bigger games? To me, I think that a lot was built into the game, especially for a lot of the seniors who have never beat Michigan throughout their tenure there. And so I definitely think that there was a lot riding on the game. I just, I'm reading some of the comments. Jared Gundler says, yes, Malik, as an Ohio State coach, you have a standard. Win 2 games, University of Michigan and North Carolina. He has failed for the past 4 years to do so. Makes sense. And so, there are a lot of people that believe that he should be out of there. So what's the solution? Who do you think is coming in? Who do you think guys think can come in there and do a better job than what Ryan Day? And I have no dog on this race, by the way. Let me just say that I have no dog on this race. I just think that the way the college football playoffs is kind of structured now, obviously a loss is never good in college football, right? But I feel like you have teams that lose 2-3 games now still do very well in the college football playoffs if they make it, and then have a chance to go for a deep run, because the way that this is currently structured, a loss doesn't hurt as bad as it may have in years past.
Yep.
But I understand from a pride standpoint, from a rivalry standpoint, you want to be able to beat the team, your biggest rival. You have to beat your biggest rival. And I think that is definitely why Ryan Day is probably definitely feeling the pressure right now to get this thing corrected, and to get this thing corrected fast, because again, I think he's losing a lot of I think he's losing a lot of steam with the Buckeyes, if you ask me.